carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning, and I'm here with Baxter, my replacement come this Monday. I'm out of here. But today I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, September 3rd, 2021, and let's find out with Baxter what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. A bit behind, but putting the pedal to the floor now. Those words, in case you can't tell from the video, came directly from Terrence Ruffin earlier this week, right after he released a new video running through a few of the mandatories following one of his training sessions. According to Terrence, trying to find the motivation to stay locked in as far as his training and diet are concerned was somewhat of a struggle throughout most of the year. But from the way it looks, he's starting to get some of his mojo back now. That said, this division looks like it'll be as competitive as ever this year. So if there was ever a time for him to flip that switch, it would be now. With all the hype and build-up heading into the Arnold Classic and the Olympia over the next few weeks, news about some of the other shows on the schedule has gotten put on the back burner to a certain extent. But if you're one of the few people on the planet who is really jonesing for news about the Romania Pro, this segment is for you, because it looks like that'll be the place where we see Quinton Eriya make his season debut. Quinton's team broke the news last week after they released some new updates that showed him starting to turn the corner with his conditioning. They spent a lot of time during the off-season trying to add quality size so he can start to fill out his frame to give him more of a 3D look from back to front, which is a combo that should work well for his structure. And as long as he doesn't try to give up his conditioning to play the size game, showing up bigger and fuller in Romania should put him in contention to be a legitimate top 3 threat. With the way the cameras, filters, and social media are nowadays, sometimes you get fooled by looking at photos because what you're seeing isn't real. But I've seen enough real and fake photos to know that the updates that we've just seen from James Hollingshead are 100% authentic, which is a scary proposition for anyone who was in the top 10 at last year's Olympia. According to James, he was weighing somewhere in the neighborhood of 280 pounds earlier this week, which is the heaviest that he's ever been with this level of conditioning. In just looking at the photos, the graininess is the thing that really jumps off the screen, because he almost looks like a throwback to what we were seeing from guys back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And if he can pull it off, having the new school size with the old school conditioning could end up being a shock to the system. Now, full disclosure, I know that I just talked trash about filters and social media a minute ago, but even with the filter, there's no way you can look at this photo of Big Ramy and not get excited by what you're seeing. In case you missed it on Thursday, Ramy's coach, Chad Nichols, released this photo of him and said that he was 322 pounds at the time it was taken, which was about 2 weeks ago at this point. And he also said that Winter was coming back to the Mr. Olympia stage again this year. They've been really careful not to leak too many of Ramy's updates out to the public throughout his prep, so anytime we see anything, it almost always turns into a feeding frenzy. But Ramy is literally and figuratively the biggest shark in the tank, so if he smells blood in the water, it means everyone else is in all sorts of trouble. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.